Hi! Today we're talking about this knife. This is the Svord Mini Peasant. Now the Svord Mini Peasant is a friction folder and it's made in a kind of classic style, which is something that you would have seen centuries ago in places like Bavaria in southern Germany and the Czech Republic, what is nowadays the Czech Republic. And what these do is they're a folding knife, but rather than have a slip joint or a lock back or anything like that, what they do is they have an extended tang on the blade, and you put pressure on that, not a lot, just a little, and that causes it to fold out just on a pivot screw, and then you wrap your hand around the body with your thumb covering the tang, ensuring it stays open. So what you have here is a knife that's not obstructed from opening or closing in any way, and that makes it, in this case, UK everyday carry legal. The reason for that is that the blade is less than 3 inches long. So the Svord Mini Peasant is made in New Zealand. Now these are quite cheap. Inflation's on the rise all over the world, but these were about £15 when I bought this. Now I've had this one for a while. They're made in an intentionally rustic style, so don't expect the fit and finish to be, you know, like a Buck or the Victorinox or a Benchmade or something. They're not made to be classy. They're made to be intentionally rustic and intentionally rough and ready, because it's a kind of modern play using a plastic handle, a modern take on a very, very old peasant knife. So they want it to be traditional and rough and appear to be handmade, or they are actually handmade. Give the impression of rough blacksmithing and rough craftsmanship, and you know, and that's reflected in even their packaging. It's just a brown recyclable cardboard envelope that they come in, and just injection molded plastic handles with made in New Zealand just on the pivot ring there, and Svord just stamped in the blade. The grind is a hollow grind, and it's got a bit of kind of artisanal blacksmithing going on here, which is just purely for style. It's you know, it might help a little bit with rust prevention. The steel on it, I can't remember off the hand, but it's something like 440C. In fact, it might even be, I think it might be a carbon steel rather than a stainless. So very, very easy to sharpen. Edge retention just okay, but incredibly easy to sharpen, and really comfortable ergonomics. The ergonomics are exceptionally good. In terms of in the pocket carry, it is quite long because of the inch-long tang that you get here. So it may be something that you want to put on a belt pouch. Whenever I carry mine out in the woods, I usually have it just in the pocket of my outerwear, you know, a jacket or whatever. Very, very comfortable to use, completely UK legal, easy to resharpen, easy to keep in good condition, completely serviceable because you've just got 2 slotted screw points here, and that's the only, you know, there's no mechanism to speak of. Incredibly simple and quite elegant, and also quite novel. You know, you get these handle scales in several different colours. I picked orange just because I thought it looked cool, but also, you know, if I drop it in the woods, it's going to stand out. UK legal, as I said, it's not something that I would carry around in a day-to-day, you know, going to the shops kind of role, because it's just a bit chunky for that. But the blade size is UK legal. Now, an interesting thing about these, if you happened to be in the woods and you'd taken this out as your bushcraft knife, which a lot of bushcrafty type YouTube channels in the UK did a couple of years ago, you know, when Svord were really pushing the marketing on this guy, it was all over British bushcraft YouTube. If it were to break, let's say the handle's cracked or something, I mean, they are quite chunky, but maybe it got burned in the fire or something, all you would need to do to still have a functioning knife is undo this brass slotted screw here, and you then have a fixed blade knife. You would just put this partial tang into a piece of timber, and away you go. So it's the kind of knife that you can beat up and continue to get life out of for a long time. They take a wicked edge as well. Just with a honing rod and then light stropping, I've got this one really wicked sharp. And they don't take a lot of blade edge measurements at all. You know, they're really, really simplistic. And just a really elegant design. So there you go, the Svord Mini Peasant. You do get the Svord Peasant, which is the larger version. Just a bit too big for me, for my taste. It's about an inch longer. Not my style. And you can increase or decrease the resistance with which the blade pops out just by tightening the screws here, because these are just literally two plastic scales separated by how far these screws are twisted in. It's incredibly, incredibly simple. Even an idiot could use it, and I know because I am one. So there we go, Svord Mini Peasant. Happy trails.